What is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Welcome back on the Tropical Habs channel. Today we're going to be previewing the game of tonight between the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers. We're going to look into lines and combinations. We're going to look at where the Rangers are in the standings, and we're going to make some predictions for the game. But before getting into that, if you want more videos like this every day, I make multiple Montreal Canadiens video every day. I strongly suggest you to subscribe and turn on post notifications as well as the like button. Let's try and get 75 likes on this video. That would be amazing. So yeah, the Canadiens are facing the New York Rangers. They're finally back at the Bell Center after a long trip. That was really difficult. They got flipped for the most part, lost a lot of games, and yeah, it was a really difficult trip for the Montreal Canadiens. Good for the tank for Bedard, but not so good for the locker room and the team. But yeah, we're happy. That's what we want. We want Connor Bedard. After what we've been seeing at the World Juniors, I think it's pretty fair that Connor Bedard would help this team a lot. So yeah, they're playing against the New York Rangers, a really good New York Rangers team tonight. Yeah, the New York Rangers made the Hurricanes lose their first game in 12. So yeah, the New York Rangers are in a hot streak right now. They're third in the Metropolitan Division. They're in a spot for the playoffs. They're 10th in the National Hockey League. They're getting better and better as the season goes. So it's going to be, let's say, a really difficult game for the Montreal Canadiens. If they struggled against the Nashville Predators, who aren't a team that's going to make the playoffs, they're going to struggle against the New York Rangers, who, for me, are one of the top contenders to compete for the Stanley Cup in the playoffs this season. So yeah, the Rangers, Panarin is having a hell of a season. He's at 44 points. Zibanejad's almost at 20 goals. So yeah, a lot of good players on that team. Overall, one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. They had a pretty slow start, but they're getting back to where they were last season. And if they can trade it for Patrick Kane or a guy like that during the trade deadline, this team will be one of the most competitive teams in the playoffs with Shesterkin and net and all of those players. So yeah, one of the toughest challenge for the Montreal Canadiens in a while. So yeah, Nick Suzuki still first in point for the Canadiens at 32 and 38. Cole Caulfield is getting close though with 31 points. He's at 1 point behind Nick Suzuki, has 22 goals, and Kirby Dach is the leader in assistance with 18. So yeah, we're gonna look into lines and combinations for the Canadiens today. A lot of changes. Brendan Gallagher is injured. He's not gonna play tonight. Yes, Gallagher is injured again. Yeah, he looked slow as hell in the game versus the Nashville Predators, and it was kind of obvious that he was injured. I think it's his knees. They said lower body. I think it's from the contact he had with Lars Eller back in the Washington Capitals game. He retreated to the locker room, came back after. He broke his stick, so I think that injury is coming from there. I hope it's not too long for Gallagher, not because he's important to the performances of the Canadiens, but because I really like the guy and he deserves to play hockey. He deserves to do what he likes, and he scored a goal at the end of the last game. So we want Gallagher to be back healthy really, really quick. So yeah. Mike Hoffman is not going to be playing tonight. Same thing for Justin Barron. Joel Armia is back in the lineup. Dadonov also. Drouin is healthy scratch as well. So a lot of changes in the lineup. First line is still Caulfield, Suzuki, and Dach. We've seen some chemistry getting back in the last couple of games, so it's all right that they stayed with that first line. Sofkovsky's playing with Dvorak and Anderson. That line never worked out. It never works every time they try it, so I don't get what they're trying to do with this. But at least Sofkovsky's on the top six. All right. Third line is Yevgeny Dadonov, Jake Evans, and Joel Armia. And fourth line is Michael Pizzetta, Jonathan Drouin, and Anthony Richard. My bad. I said that Drouin was scratch. He's on the fourth line. My mistake. So yeah, pretty weird line. I think it's the worst Habs roster in a long ass time. Like having Dvorak on the second line, playing with Henderson and Sofkovsky when there's no chemistry going on whatsoever, and having Dadonov back on the third line with Evans and Armia, with Pizzetta and Drouin at the center on the fourth line with Anthony Richard. This is the worst Canadiens lineup we've seen all year, so they're going to get flipped by the Rangers tonight. Joel Edmondson with David Savard, Jordan Harris with Kovacevic, and Harbor Jacki with Chris Weidman. Same thing for the defense. It's going to be rough. Joel Edmondson is struggling as hell. David Savard is still a bit rusty from his injury. Harris is performing pretty well. Kovacevic is becoming more and more difficult for him. Jacki has been solid, and Chris Weidman is absolutely terrible. So it's going to be rough. And in net is Jake Allen, and we know that he struggles at the Bell Center. So I'm going to say a 7-1 win for the New York Rangers. That's my prediction. The only goal for the Canadiens is going to come from Cole Caulfield with his 23rd goal of the year. So yeah, let me know what you guys all think about this in the comments below. It's been your boy Tropical Habs, and I'll see y'all later for another video. Have a nice rest of your day. Enjoy the game tonight, and bye-bye.